smoke me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. To all the geeks and nerds out there, welcome back to another episode of Logic Forever. We are kicking this episode off just where we left off last time. We're coming into the end, going to kill this dragon, and yeah, you've seen this a million times before, I'm sure, and to be honest, this was pretty uneventful apart from this move. Look at this, I get launched up into the air, and then as I'm falling down, I have to think quickly, get my ender pearls out, and yeah, managed to save myself. But I do have really good gear. I've got my feather falling and whatnot, so I wasn't really in that much danger, I don't feel like. But yeah, showing my super sharp shooting skills, my Katniss Everdeen skills right there, and the dragon is dispatched without too many problems whatsoever. But what we're really after is an elytra, and if we can get some shulker boxes along the way, that would also be useful. Now I searched and I did find a few cities, but it took me a very long time before I found a city with a ship. I went past maybe 3 or 4, and then yeah, it took ages, but eventually found this one, and then yeah, taking the easy route, just going to pillar up to the ship so we can get our first elytra, which is going to be epic. So let's break our way in, and of course we all know what's inside. It's going to be this shulker that's guarding this elytra. Take care of him and then grab our elytra. Yes, we've got the sky's the limit advancement, and yeah, take to the skies. It has been, I can't remember how long it's been since I've actually flown around a world with elytra. It feels real good. I do have some rockets now because obviously we've got our temporary witch farm to give us the gunpowder. So we've got a few rockets, not too many, but enough to keep us going. And yeah, and we collect a few shulker boxes along the way, get the dragon egg, and then head on out. And we end up back at base. So what I do want to do is, now that I've got our elytra, I'm going to show you just how quick it is to get to the witch farm. Going the normal way, we have to go into the nether, up a ladder, walk across for a million years. So yeah, normally I've got that ladder right up to the very top and then walk that way a very long time. But now we can just fly over here, scoot around here, and even there you can see there's a portal right there. That is the portal to the witch farm. So within just a few seconds we're here already, and we can go in here, yeah, and get to the swamp and get started on the remainder of yeah, the witch farm. So now we can fly up here, and we're up here already. Oh man, this is game changer, absolute game changer. So yeah, this is the storage from last time. So I think what we'll do next is continue the build up here. So we've got a bunch of stuff to build up here first of all, because this is all going to control how the witches get into the killing area. So let's do it. Down there is the killing area, and I've made a little bit of progress up here. So I thought what I'd do is, as I build, I can give you like a progress report a little bit at a time, just so we can all understand how this is all working. So as I said before, so the killing area is down there, and all the witches are going to fall down this 2x2 tube here. So of course the question is, how do they get into that tube? Well, they're going to one set are going to fall down this tube here into this water and get pushed along down into the big tube. Same over here, we've got a little tube over here for witches to fall down into that water stream there, get pushed along, fall down into the tube. Quite straightforward. And of course, as you can see here, we've got some rail track. So the witches are going to come along here from this direction, across this track here, over this detector rail inside a minecart, of course, and of course here they're going to get ejected because of this activator rail. And as we've seen before, these small amethysts are a really great addition to the game, because here these class as blocks that can be ejected onto, but they're small enough that the witches will just fall straight down. They won't land on these amethysts at all. So yeah, really good. So the empty minecart will continue on this way, and the witches will fall down here. So we've got 2 of these so far. This one here, so witches will come this way, across this way, and on this other one they'll come from this direction and go this way, get ejected. Got the same thing over here, activate rail, amethyst into there. So these 2 lines cater for 2 of the farms. Obviously we've got 4 of these things, so we're going to have this set up again above, just so we don't have minecarts interfering with each other, because that can get a bit hairy. So then we've got the question of, how do the witches in minecarts get all the way up here from down there, and then what happens to the minecarts once the witches have ejected? And the answer to the first part is the nether. We're going to have, yeah, nether portal down there. So witches are going to come out of the farm into minecarts, into a portal, come through this portal, and then obviously on these rails, now we've got this new feature where mobs in minecarts and whatnot can go through a portal and stay on the rail. So we're going to use that feature to get the witches all the way over here. Now you can see we're using red glass here. That's because we're going to color code each of these farms. So this one over here is going to be the red one, just to make it easy for us to work out where things go. This one over there that's got our temporary farm is going to be the yellow, and these 2 over here are going to be blue and green. So we're going to have some colorful rail lines around the farm as well. So that's cool. And then the empty minecart comes around here into this little smart dropper system. So underneath, so obviously it gets broken by the cactus into the hopper, into this dropper, and we've got a bit of powdered snow there. And underneath we got another water stream. So if we put a minecart in here just to demonstrate, it will fall down there into the water, go along that water stream, and it doesn't go anywhere just yet, but this one will in the fullness of time. There's the minecart. It will go this way and then back to the farm, ready to pick up some more witches. And as if by magic, I've built up the rest of the delivery systems for all of the farms, all the witches. You can see they're all color coded just to make it nice and easy to see what rail line relates to what farm. And basically what I've already shown you for the red one is the same for all the others. So yeah, I wanted to use the glass there, obviously to color code and whatnot, but also I quite like the idea of having the glass above the tracks. So the witches' heads are always inside glass. So even if I have to come up here to do some maintenance or whatnot, the witches won't attack me because they won't be able to see me because their heads will be inside glass. So yeah, that's all cool. And the other thing I should have mentioned before, I said that there was, just above there was some powdered snow. If I can, there's a couple of powdered snow there. The reason for that is that when items are ejected out of these droppers, they have some random momentum in all sorts of directions. But if you've got powdered snow there, that stops that. So the items just fall straight down. So that means the minecarts will fall down and always land in the water stream. So I've got 2 more there for these 2 farms. One for the green, that'll go that one. Blue one to that one, and then we've got obviously the red one you've already seen and the yellow one there. So we need to extend all of those over. So yeah, all pretty good. So the next bit I think I'm going to work on, which probably makes logical sense, is to do the nether side of this, and that's all linking of these portals. So of course I've spread these portals out just to make it less, or maybe make it more reliable, so all the portals link up properly. Because if they're too close together, obviously when we're in the nether we have to divide everything by 8 and then things get all way too close. So hopefully that should all work out. But in the nether we've got a lot of clearing out to do in the basalt delta. Oh my gosh, it's going to be painful. This is where we need to build the nether side of this farm, this absolute hellscape. Look at this. It's actually not that bad though, because I've measured up and whatnot, and to build the nether side of this, we don't need that much space actually. So just from this glass block here, just to that one over there, just up there. So it's not that big a space, and most of this, by sheer luck, is already cleared out. I've done a bit of digging here, as you can see, but yeah, it's got a bit more to do over there. And then we'll have enough space to actually build the nether side. But what I do need to do is to protect this side from these magma cubes that just spawn everywhere. I don't want them spawning up here and dropping down, going into portals, wrecking havoc with the minecart tracks and whatnot. So I may put a roof on the top, might dig down by like 4 or 5 blocks just to make sure that and if any of these spawn, they don't interrupt anything. But yeah, I guess we need to get digging and prepare this area. I decided to go ahead and just build up this the nether side of this. It's yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I've added a roof on the top so we don't get any magma cubes falling down on top of us and going into these portals or messing around with the rails or whatnot. But yeah, for all of these, each of these 4 farms, you can see they're all color coded. So the green one here, the witches will come through this portal on their minecarts. along this track and into this one, and that will see them through to the other side into the killing area. And yeah, that's about it. It's pretty straightforward, really. And then we've got you've got the turtle eggs over here for all of these portals, just to make sure that if any zombified piglins spawn in the portals, they get taken away straight away, so don't get in the way of any of the minecarts. Now, what I do want to do now is test this thing out. So let's head on over to the overworld. And over here on the yellow farm, I've set up our little test over here. So let's get into this minecart. This is going to simulate us being a witch coming out of the farm. So let's press this. We're going to the portal, along this track, through this portal, over here, and then we're going to get ejected into here, and then we're going to fall down into the killing area. And if we're a witch, I'm going to be over there with swinging my sword. So yeah, that worked. Excellent. Now, before we can build anything else, we're going to need to do some digging, some significant digging at that. And that's going to need a lot of stone digging because we need space to build the rest of these farms. I've got these spawning platforms in already, but yeah, we need a lot more space. And digging out this stone without a beacon is going to be painful. So, side project number 1, let's go and get a beacon. Yes, first one, epic. Now that we have the skulls, it's time to kill the wither. And I was thinking about just setting it up here and having a legit fight in the end. Problem is, I'm not very good, and there's a high chance I'm going to die. And this is my current lunch hour. I don't have a lot of time, and I've got a live stream tonight where I want to use the beacon to do some digging. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to just do the easy way under the portal here. So if you haven't seen this before, I'm sure most of you have. But if you come underneath the portal here, this is all bedrock. And if you dig 2 blocks underneath, and then if you find the center block, the center underneath the portal here, which is this one here, that's going to be the tail of the wither. And then just set up a T shape. You can set up your soul sand on top of that. Put in your skulls, that will spawn the wither. It's going to explode, and then we're going to got our Smite 5 axe. We can come in here afterwards and give it what for. There we go, nice and easy. This is the way I like it. I definitely want to do a proper legit fight when I've got a bit more time, but for the moment I just need that nether star because we need this beacon so we can get digging. Oh yeah, and this house burnt down. We used to have a house here, but I was in the nether. I didn't record it, but I was in the nether and I gassed a shot of fireball through here, set the whole house on fire, and yeah, that was the end of that. Anyway, we'll have to rebuild that at some point. But yeah, let's get over to the witch farm, get our live stream going, and let's dig this thing out. Before the digging commences on the live stream, just wanted to show that I've put some torches all the way around the area as much as I can inside the spawning sphere, so the surface at least is lit up, so that means it will help with our spawns. I'm not sure how far on the digger we're going to get before we finish the actual farm, so yeah, I thought that was worth doing. That won't really help with slimes at night because they'll just spawn anyway because the light level won't be that high. So, but I don't think we'll get to mob cap, so I don't think that'd be a big problem. But yeah, in the future, once this is all cleared out, maybe we can have a slime farm in here as well. That'll be pretty cool. And yeah, I've repaired all my tools, ready to go. So we're fully healed up, and yeah, whenever I do that, I always trade some glass as well. So all the glass you see in this build, it's all coming from villagers. I've not had to mine much sand at all. This is all been from trading. So yeah, I think we're pretty much ready. Here's the beacon all set up. Yeah, let's dig this thing out. And this is my preferred way of digging out a large area. Dig down 7 blocks and then dig out a 2 wide tunnel, and then just look up and you can dig up to 5 blocks above you and just walk along until they're all gone. Now, sometimes you have a little bit of cleanup to do to get the odd block here and there, but that's not too much bother. And yeah, it's just a case of then going backwards and forwards across the path that you've dug out. Sometimes you get stuck with the ores, sometimes they get in the way because obviously they take a bit longer to dig out, but then you just go on top and then just dig out the last few bits, and yeah, that means we can clear out an area pretty quickly. Then we had this last bit to do over here. This had loads of water and I don't have any sponges, so resorted to using gravel. And all this gravel has come from the other farms we've all dug out. This is the last one we have to do. So yeah, just a case of placing all the gravity blocks, and then at the bottom, just got to put down some buttons to break all of the gravel. It just falls down, and I didn't have enough gravel to do the whole thing in one go, so it's a case of placing some gravel, breaking them, placing some more gravel, and repeat the process, until it's gone. Now, of course, I did lose a little bit of gravel in this to flint, and then at the end, just got to finally tidy up all the last few blocks, and then all these farms are dug out. And with the stream over, we've now dug out all of these farms. Look at this, we've got nice cylinder cutouts for all of these farms now, and we've got portals in all the right places. I've tested them, and if you go through these portals, you link back up to the correct portal up here in our monstrosity. So everything's dug out. So we're ready to build the actual farms. And I guess the question is, how are we going to get the witches from these platforms into these portals? Well, we'll come to that in a second. But what I did want to show you is I did have a bit of a cleanup over here. I end up having a big chest monster over here with all sorts of chests all over the place, but I'd have gone through and organised them, and I didn't keep all the blocks, but kept quite a lot of the blocks. So we've got loads of cobble and grass and dirt and all this stuff, loads of stone. So all this stuff is useful, and then even kept all these bits and pieces as well. So really good stuff. So how are we going to get the witches off these platforms? Well, what we need to do now is look for one final thing, and that is in this direction, a trial chamber. I think I'm ready. I've got my shield, I've got my sword, I've ditched my elytra for a proper chest plate, and I've set my spawn up here above, and it's going nighttime, so we'll sleep in a minute. But I've marked a block down here. That netherite down there, that's where we're going to dig down. There is a trial chamber beneath us. Done a bit of scouting in my my creative test world. There's like a copy of this, so I can plan out the builds and whatever else. So let's go to sleep, make sure we've definitely set our spawn, and then we can dig down and see what we can find. Here we go, gonna dig down, and hopefully we can sneak in to the trial chamber and snag what we need. I'm getting nervous now. Oh, we made an advancement. We're into the trial chamber. We are here. Now we need to be careful. We need to be really careful, because I don't want to set off any spawners, so we need to work out where they are. So if I understand it right, this is the first time I've ever done this, but I think if there's line of sight to the spawner, that's when they activate. So I think first of all, let's block off this water. That's just going to get in the way. Okay, now I've got some blocks on me. Let's do this. Let's sneak in. I think there's one there. There's bones on the floor, so I think that's our first target. I think it's right behind this one. There's the bone block there. So if we break this one, place a block there. Okay, so I think we're covered on the top, these three sides. So let's make sure we don't activate any other spawners. We need to keep an eye out for where they are. More bones on the floor. This must be another one. Gotta be. And there it is. Look, I can see it there. There it is. Okay, I think this one's covered. That's another bone one. That must be another skeleton. So I think we've covered 2 skeleton ones so far. And here's the other side of the skeleton spawner. We can tell from these blocks. If I block that off, that should be this one totally covered. Yes, okay. I think we're safe on this one. Yes, that's totally covered. Alright, so we're good there. Now there should be another one in this room. There's some more blocks on the floor. I think that's the last spawner, so we need to try and cover this one. It's right in here, I think. If we stand here, we should be alright. That block. That one. Okay, I think we're covered on 3 sides. And that one. Is that it? Did we do it? Should have a block on top here. Other 2 sides there. That's on top. I think we've done it. I think we've covered them all. All right. I think I might just clean up all these blocks. Yeah, and then see what we need to do. And once we've dug out plenty of this stuff, I then need to make a big box around this one. What's it going to be for? Who knows? Can you guess? I bet you can. And then we'll stick some water down. Plus a few rails. And then we'll stick a portal just in here. And let's see where we end up. Hopefully nothing too bad. Oh, we're inside a fortress. All right. That's actually okay. All right, now we need to build some stuff on this side as well. Now let's give this thing a test. So over here we have our water and rails. So the minecart will come across here, land on here, go through the portal. So let's see if this actually works. This is dangerous. This is really dangerous. So we go up here. Will it reach? It doesn't reach. No. Ah, dang it. Okay, let's try that again. I've doubled up all of the powered rails on the slopes. Let's see if we make it all the way to the top, please. Please, please, please. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, and we should go through the blue portal. And we made it over here. Excellent. Ah, yes. All right, now more building. We've got to build a little contraption over here. What have we built? Well, this is going to be a storage magazine. Our minecart's going to come through the portal. There's a rail just there. You can just about see it. Minecart go along here into this bubble column all the way to the top. There's some rails along the top. Push them along there, and then the minecarts will come all the way down here and then stack up one above the other in like a Pez dispenser up here. Quite tall because we need quite a lot of minecarts in there. And then whenever we need a minecart out of here, we've got some rails just here. And whenever I hit this note block, the piston retracts really quickly, just so there's enough time just for one minecart to come out. So if I do that, there we go. Very cool. And then the minecarts will come along this track, which we can extend and then get into position onto the farm itself. All right, this is really cool. So obviously I'm going to have to do this for all the 4 farms. This is just the first one, but we can use this one as a test bed, I guess, and just make sure everything is working and shipshape, as they say. Yeah, I guess it's time to do it. I think I want to give it a full end-to-end test just to make sure this is all working. So let's grab in here and let's see if we just get all the way through without any problems. So this bit we've tested, but I haven't tested the other side of this yet. So hopefully the minecart worked. Oh, there's a bit of damage there I took. That was all right though, I think. Come through here, cover damage down here. We're here. All right. Yes, it did work. I don't know why I'm so surprised. Of course it worked. This is me we're talking about. I just had a quick relook at this and I've exchanged this stone block for a glass block just so we don't take any damage coming through here. So that should now be all right. Okay, let's make our way back to the trial chamber. And over here in this shulker box, I've collected a few ominous bottles. As I was digging out various of the holes for our witch farms, we had some visitors and I took a few out. Not to dinner. Anyway, let's. I'm going to take one of these. So then this is going to be more potent, shall we say. So I'm just going to break into here. Okay, and now I need to be careful because I want to break these blocks in the right order. And I think I should probably drink this potion before I forget, because I know what will happen. I'll just totally forget all about it. So let's drink this. Ooh. Okay. Now I think I just want to go over to this spawner. Now, of course, I don't want it to set up just yet. I want to break this block from behind. Okay, cool. And then I think I can get rid of this one and this one. Okay. All right. Now we can probably get rid of this one. Yes, it's still covered. And this one. Okay, cool. And this one. Very cool. All right. I'm going to put back some glass. This one, I guess. And now we should. Can I still reach that one? Yeah, I can. All right. Excellent. Okay, let's break this and put some glass back. And then we're off. Oh no! Here we go.